What's going on, guys? It's Wednesday, so I'm here to talk about weed again. And I encourage you all to do the same. I mean, let's be real here. We see vlogs online all the time of moms sitting down, sipping on some wine, and talking about the best way to raise their children. Which, hey, I'm all for, as long as you're being responsible and nobody's getting hurt. Well, why don't we have vlogs all over the internet of moms sitting around smoking joints and doing bong hits and talking about how to better their communities? I feel like we should start that, don't you? So, a couple Wednesdays ago, I shared a video. I did hashtag Why Weed Wednesday, and this is my call to action for all of you guys to do the same. I think what's important right now is public awareness. There's still this false stigma floating around. I heard a story out of Tennessee today where they went around and padlocked, I think, 23 different facilities for selling CBD gummies, and this press conference was ridiculous. Sheriff actually said, well, what would have happened if kids got their hands on those CBD gummies? They'd get healthy? Is this a bad thing? People, it's not a bad thing, and it's time to talk about it. So, there's a lot of people fighting for us. Maryland NORML, Americans for Safe Access, the Maryland Patient Rights Association. Look into your organizations. Last Wednesday, a lot of people from these groups, a lot of activists, went on up to Annapolis to make a claim for your rights. We asked the Maryland General Assembly to just go ahead and put this on the ballot. Put it to a vote. Let the people decide. Who cares if you agree or disagree with cannabis use? It's not about condoning it. We don't condone smoking too many cigarettes. We don't condone drinking too much alcohol. We don't condone the abuse of prescription pain medication. But all these things are still legal. And it's not about condoning cannabis use. It's about being okay and open to talk about it. It's time to come out of the closet, guys. This is ridiculous. We shouldn't have to hide anymore. So, a couple of things for everybody to look out for. I want you to keep an eye on House Bill 1264 and Senate Bill 1039. These are the two bills that we introduced last Wednesday. And what's in the literature there is a cry to put it to the ballot. Adult recreational use, which would include the language for the tax and regulation of cannabis for small businesses. It would also allow for the possession of up to 1 ounce without the fear of repercussion from the law. It would allow for home growth, 6 plants and 3 at maturity. So that would start opening up our market a little bit more here in Maryland. I personally think that if this thing goes through, it would help even out that medical market. There's a lot of patients out there that are having a hard time funding their medicine. Insurance companies don't cover it. It's very expensive. It's very costly. A lot more so still than what we're used to seeing in the streets. And if we want to eliminate that black market, we need to bring these prices down. The dispensaries are working hard. The cultivation operations are working hard. There's not a whole lot more these people can do. They are really coming to bat for the patients. Next step, let's open up that market a little bit and bring it down some. So keep an eye on those two bills. There's also a bill in the House that was introduced by the Maryland Patient Rights Association that is concerned with medical cannabis patients and their gun rights. I know a lot of people are scared. We should not have to give up one right for the other. So keep an eye on those. Senate Bill 0602 and Senate Bill 1496. Notes. Yeah, that was right. So keep an eye on those two. There's a lot of people, like I said, working really, really hard to try to fight for human rights, fight for our right to choose, our right to decide, our right to be healthy. Let's face it, there's medical reports everywhere showing how cannabis saves lives. It doesn't have to be for you, but why can't it be for us? It's America, live and let live, right? So there's employee rights that are still an issue. There's parental rights, parolee rights. There's immigrant rights. After Wednesday, my inbox has been flooded with questions. And guys, if I'm not answering you right away, please, 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 please be patient. I'm just one person. I'm learning this whole legislative process myself, and I'm doing what I can on your behalf. I think it's time that we break this stigma, and the only way we're going to do it is if we start talking about it. So here I am, call to action to everybody out there fighting the Cannabis Crusades to get active with your local activist organizations. If you want to go ahead and visit the Maryland Normal website, I'm going to show you right here. They've got everything you need on there. You can write your congressman. If you get to the page, it's going to look something like this. And if you see up at the top right here, these little 3 bars, you click them, and it drops down all sorts of resources for you. So please, take a second to check that out. I mean, we sit on our phones playing Candy Crush all day, so instead of doing that for 10 minutes, visit this for 10 minutes. And then go ahead and visit Americans for Safe Access. Go ahead and check out and see what the Maryland Patient Rights Association is doing. There are so many activist groups out there fighting for your rights to decide. But the only way it's going to work is if we have the people on our side. We need you to write your congressman. We need you to get active with your organizations. And more importantly, we need you to get out and vote in November. I go around all day talking to people, and a lot of people don't even know that they can vote this year. We've kind of gotten blind these days to everything but the presidency, and I'm guilty too, but we're learning about this as a community. So let's stand up, get strong. If you want to keep up to date with what's going on as far as the Maryland fight goes, just go ahead and do a search for hashtag LegalizeMD. If you have anything to say about the goings on in Maryland, add that hashtag to your posts. This way we can collect all the information. Share your stories. What I'm doing right now is trying my best to create a forum for all these people who are writing me to sit down on my couch in my empty spot right here and tell their stories to the world and proclaim that they're not scared anymore. You know, we're not just a bunch of potheads. We're not just a bunch of ne'er-do-wells. This is not reefer madness. This is real life. We are normal people. We are doctors. We are lawyers. We are veterans. We are police officers. We are soccer moms. We are everything. Cannabis is really the only thing that I think every cultural, ethnic, religious, every group can share. I mean, no matter who you think of, where they come from, one person in that group probably uses cannabis. God gave it to us. We share that, and you know, it sounds like this big revelation. It's not. It's water. It's tomatoes. It's vitamin C. It's garlic. Not everybody uses those things, but we can and we should, and we shouldn't be scared about it anymore. So let's do it, guys. Keep emailing me. You can hit me up at charmcitycanna, that's CANNA, @gmail.com. If you want to share your story, shoot me an email with a brief little outline of your experiences with cannabis with the subject line, my story, and I'm going to do my best to create a forum for you guys to sit down and tell everyone. I want to create a forum for the industry so people can go ahead and get the word out there about their new strains. There's so much great stuff going on out here, but not a lot of people know about it. So I promise I'm going to do my best to try to create a little bit of public awareness. Drop it in the comments right here. What do you want to know? What questions do you have? And I'll do some research. I'll get somebody right here next to me. We'll answer your questions, and we'll move this party forward. So, hashtag Why Weed Wednesday, spelling lesson, WEDNESDAY. I know that's a tough one, guys, but share your stories. Go ahead and type something out. You know, did you do 10 years in jail for getting caught with a joint in the 70s? I mean, how ridiculous is that? Give me a break. Share your stories. Let's get the word out there. I'm running my mouth once again, so I'm going to knock it off. You all have a wonderful, peaceful evening.